Chiefs offered Cavin Johnson an opportunity to sign any player he wanted in January, but he rejected that opportunity. So let's talk about why Cavin Johnson actually did this. Hello and welcome to Kosi Nation Fan TV. I am Bilo, I am your host, and this is where fans meet and talk about Kaizer Chiefs. Amakosi Football Club. According to Sowetan, this past January transfer window, Kaizer Chiefs said, Cavin, if you want any player, you can go and get him. Like at the moment you say that, there's a first thing that says, wait a minute, isn't Kaizer Chiefs the team that we've been saying are financially constrained? They can't compete with Sundowns? Because I'm sure the first player that pops to your head when you think about you can sign any player you want is Kaizer Mayo at Cape Town City. But Cavin Johnson obviously thought otherwise. So here's the first reason why I think Cavin Johnson actually rejected this. And it's one of the reasons that he has stated actually in his own interviews. And that is the chemistry of the players, because he already has a team that is trying to build on and is trying to make sure that the players that he already has are going to improve the team. But the question is, they have been together for a very long time, so why are they still being trusted? Cavin Johnson would argue and say, oh, I haven't gotten enough time with these players, so I need more time with them and I need to trust them and show them that I believe in them. The second reason is obviously the fact that you sign a new player in January, there's going to be a problem of integration. You look at a player like Uranga right now, Chiefs has only scored 2 goals. But even worse is Gonzalez, who has not scored a new goal. And a lot of people are forgetting that as much as he hasn't scored a new goal, he's a new player. And he's in a new country, completely different weather, completely different language, and he's new. So because of that, those things his performances might be affected by the fact that he hasn't even adapted to South Africa. But someone will obviously say, no, this does not make any sense, because we have seen other players who have hit the ground running, and they will point at Edson Castillo and say, look at him. But at the end of the day, we must remember that players are different and they take their own time to adapt to a team. So bringing in another player right now might not be the greatest of ideas in Cavin Johnson's mind. I will talk about the other reason, which is completely different from the list that I'm making right now, because the third reason is the fact that he says that he wants to focus on existing talent. And if you think about it, look at the team that we currently have, and Abomfundo Vilakazi being now involved in training with the senior team. You can clearly see that there are opportunities, and there's opportunities that is being offered to everyone. Guti, you are here, you might have a chance of becoming a star. You might be given minutes. You look at other players, even Mashan has played a few minutes, Obvuma has played, we saw Obum Tutuzi Shabalala coming back and playing some few minutes. So you can clearly see that there is something different and there's a focus on the existing talent that we have there at Kaizer Chiefs. Reason number 4 is the fact that Kaizer Chiefs might have said to him, you can sign any player, but really, do you actually think Cavin Johnson would have said, I want Kaizer Mayo for 36 million and I also want Upasadin? Those 2 players, that would cost the Kaizer Chiefs 50 million. And I don't think Kaizer Chiefs were willing to actually pay 50 million in a January transfer window and basically pull a Sundowns. Because even if the Simba Chiefs business is profitable, that does not really mean now they can just fork out 40 million or 50 million and say, hey, let's get these 2 players because Cavin said he wants these players. Because in my head, I think that Cavin Johnson is still auditioning. And in his own way, he also knows that he doesn't want to also put himself under the pressure, get 2 players, 150 million, and all of a sudden there is a whole thing of, oh, but you gave you players, so now you didn't utilize them properly. And also, besides that, I don't actually think Kaizer Chiefs would have given him just 34 million or even 15 million to sign either Upasadin or Kaizer Mayo. Reason number 5 is the fact that if you think about Kaizer Chiefs right now, what is their problem? What is our main problem as a club? Ne? Some people will say it's the strikers. Some people will say it's the defense. Some people will say we lack creativity. But the team actually lacks structure. And if you are bringing in someone to the club and the team itself does not have structure, why are you bringing that player? Because what you're going to end up doing, you're going to end up turning every good player and making them look average. So Cavin Johnson, what is essentially doing is, you know what, let's fix the structure with the players that we have. Then we will see what we can do with other players who will then be added once we have a proper functioning structure. And I actually respect that, because there is no point in continuously finding players to solve our problems while we're actually solving the symptom and not the core problem. Because if we're busy just addressing the symptoms and actually not addressing the root problem, then we are going to have a problem, because sometimes you think you have a cold but you have a flu. So we're busy treating the cold but it's actually the flu. So there is also the thing that we must go to the roots of the problems that we have and solve those problems, and then we can move on and say, you know what, we can now, since we've identified the problem, let's now treat it, but not the symptom. But as I said earlier on, there is another reason that I think might be stopping Cavin Johnson. I think that it's related to what I said in point number 4. He might just, I hope that's not the case, he might just be scared of knowing what would happen if he spent the money, or how they would view him as the club if he actually spent the money. I hope that's not the case, and that he actually believes what he's saying, because if that's the case, then we are in the right track, and we might just do something special in the second part of the season. By something special, of course, I mean winning something, winning the Nedbank Cup, and actually finishing and going to Africa. That would make me very happy. If you enjoyed this video, please do make sure to like it and subscribe to the channel. And let me know, why do you think Cavin Johnson actually rejected this money? Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, remember, equals Alpelumoya.